Hi, Andy. Welcome to one more session about regional ring, Hyderabad real estate. Today, I think most of you have already previously viewed my video on the regional ring road and the math around it. So there was some discussion on it, and also I think you also viewed about some of my videos on Amaravati. So today I'm just trying to connect the good things about Amaravati and see what can be done and what needs to be done here with respect to regional ring road. How I think the government can implement the subclusters. So when I said I'm going with Amaravati, right? I think I got a bit of flank from people regarding Amaravati because I am slightly skeptical and just saying. నేను skeptical ఎందుకున్నానంటే just because of the current prices అండి. I'm not saying Amaravati doesn't have future. Definitely it has future. It's just that as an investor point of view, I'm saying if it would have been like 20-30% less than what it is the current price today, it would have been more reasonable for me to go and invest. That is the only thing I was saying. So there is no talk of saying Amaravati is like bad. That is going to be a model town, and I think many other cities will be following it. And somewhere I also think that is one reason why Telangana government also came up with something called Future City. So, I mean, they have taken some notes from whatever is already been happening in Amaravati, and they are trying to do something similar to just ensure that the real estate in Hyderabad stays afloat. So now, last video I was discussing about the amount of time it might. Again, firstly, before that, this representation is the older one. I think there is a newer one right now, but I just took it because I'm not really reliant on the current alignment. So what I wanted to really say here is one way for the prices to go faster in between. Previous video I was just calculating the area, or I'm just calculating area, and I was telling you how long it will take for us to cover the entire for the city to go until regional ring road. Someone pointed out to me saying that you missed something like let's say if we bring up modular clusters, it might take us we might reach there a little bit earlier. That's exactly true, Andy. That's something I missed taking into account. Like now, why I'm saying Amaravati and this regional ring road has some connection is if whatever subclusters we are going to bring, or clusters between outer ring road and regional ring road we are going to bring, are like fourth city, or let's say are similar to Amaravati. So Amaravati is like I think 40,000 acres, if not 40,000 acres, right? Small subclusters like 10,000 acres each, somewhere in between, those also can hold value. And so there I think there will be people who prefer less dense areas with more parks, areas with better infrastructure, areas with more green cover. So that also can happen. If that really happens, the ones who are going to suffer are who are more in the central city, I would say. Like who are near outer ring should also be doing fine. Some 3 to 4 kilometers from outer ring road should always be doing fine. But if let's say in 20-30 years, our city is going to develop in such a way that we get some 10 different clusters of let's say 10,000 to 15,000 acres each. And also, each of these clusters replicate what how Amaravati is doing. I think over long run, in 30-40 years, these clusters outside outer ring and within the regional ring road have more promise than whatever we are currently holding. Let's say the previously prime areas like Ramirpet, etc. Right? దానికన్నా వీటికి better value వస్తుందని చెప్పి. Because if you look into any developed country, that's what people like nice footpaths to roam around, good tree cover, and good bike lanes, and nice parks, open parks. So yeah, that is something I really missed. And if you take into account, if we also need to take that account. But the problem with the current system in India is, or mostly in any state of India is, the problem is, so మనకి cities నుండి 100 rupees వస్తే, this is most of the time 90 rupees goes outside the city to as like freebies or any other stuff. It goes outside the city. So only 10 rupees comes back into the city, because of which even though there is a plan, it might take it a long to execute. The only reason Amaravati is going good this from since last 6 months, and it might even continue till the end of 2029, is because Chandrababu Naidu Garu got a majority, firstly in the state, as well as he got this sweet spot in the center where without him the government will not be strong. So మనకి so that is the reason, and the major reason I would say, it's not only the will of a man, it's also the position where, I mean, the dependency on him. So that is why right now, yeah, Amravati is, whatever they are planning in Amravati can take shape. And if they are able to do this something similar, even in between our regional ring and outer ring, it's going to be a great city. It's going to be a great place to invest in between these two. But the chances of it to happen, especially in a state like Telangana, where it has where the number of MPs are even less than Andhra Pradesh. And second, importantly, Andhra Pradesh, major parties are regional parties. So always center depends on regional parties. The problem with Telangana is it has three different parties. And if usually what people once you vote, right, let's say this time BJP got 8 seats, and BJP is in central. The problem with this strategy is, once you give the power to the existing something party in center, these 8 seats are taken for granted. So you only get power from other parties which are not yours. Like if the other 8 Congress members, right? Although they are like both opposition, but suppose, let's say, BJP stops at 260 or something, if some they want some support, right? Which never happens in Telangana and happened in Andhra. So అలాంటి situation, what I'm saying is Telangana more difficult, because it's mostly because the number of MP seats are slightly less. So if you take that into consideration, the factor which is happening in Amaravati, where it is also getting this central support, right, might not happen. We still might need to rely on other resources from the state. Like I was saying, right, the other day in 111 one of the 111 Geo video, we have to sell, we have to get it because the state has a lot of land, or any other forms of revenue like Kokapet auction or Budwell auctions, which are used either for subsidies or for infrastructure developments. So mostly Telangana will be more reliant on that. Because of that, మనకి ఏంటంటే స్లోగా చూడొచ్చు. But yeah, I'll just end this video here. Concluding ఏంటంటే, something I missed previously is, let's say, if our nodules are, or if our subclusters are more like what Amaravati is doing, right? Definitely you'll see more value.